Welcome to Autozi Garage Dev Update number 1. So this is the first behind-the-scenes look at the Unreal Engine-based racing game that we are developing here at Authentic Simulation. I'm going to give you a quick tour of kind of the main hub. In lieu of kind of a menu, we wanted to do something a little bit unique and give you a player character that you interact with the game, you pick your cars, you collect and unlock cars, you choose your races, things like that, by being in a central garage. And that is the inspiration for the name. This is going to be our Autozi racing game series, which is, Forza, Gran Turismo, right? Just coming up with a unique name. There's nothing a lot more behind it other than Autozi to make it unique. And we are developing this game in Unreal Engine. I know there's people that don't love Unreal Engine because of some optimization things, and boy, we've encountered some of them. We have a little bit of screen tearing. I don't know if you'll catch this on YouTube, but when I move really quickly, it gets a little bit of screen tearing sometimes. We have graphic settings. If we lower them, it can actually improve the graphics. I'll show you that right now, actually. So we're going to go in the office, and you'll see here we have, kind of a custom office. This is pretty similar, right, to a lot of indie simulation games where you have kind of an office and a computer to go do activities, and that's totally what we're trying to do. We're just trying to do something a little bit different than what a lot of sim racing games do and develop some options that are available. So right now we have, this is lap time. So this is like currently has the lap time for fastest lap that I did. Here we go, settings. We can adjust the master volume. We can adjust the graphics. I'm currently on high. You could go to epic. It doesn't run very well yet. We need to adjust some of that. But for example, if I went to low and then I exit out, you'll notice a big difference in how the game looks. Obviously, now there's no real screen tearing or anything, and the game is running great, but the graphics options are, there's no real like light rays or anything like that. If we go back in, we can adjust that. I would go to medium, I guess. I'll show you what that looks like. Looks a little better. I think for some people this is, and we're going to work hard to try to make this look as good as we can. I think for a lot of people this might be a very good playable state if you're playing kind of on a potato computer. And then, and one of our goals too, like one reason why we have low is just really, really basic, because we really want this game to be able to run on anything. It's going to be a free game, and we want everyone to be able to enjoy it. I'll show you epic, I guess. Visually, I don't think it adds that much more, and even on a powerful PC right now, which has a 3080 Ti for a graphics card, turning is slower. It just takes a lot. So there's definitely some optimization we have to improve. And one of the things we want to do, I'm going to turn to using high. One of the things we want to do is actually work on taking some of the stuff we've learned from Assetto Corsa, or even building outsourcing support, like building 3D models and stuff for other games. Why can't we apply that to Unreal Engine? I think one of the reasons a lot of people have performance issues in Unreal is because they don't use all the tips and tricks that a lot of other games you have to use. Yeah, Unreal Engine lets you kind of get away with it. They have the nanite system, but honestly, like all of that has its drawbacks. It will actually look better and run better if you take some of those optimization tricks and work them into Unreal Engine. So that's our goal. So this will also have an impact on like level of detail, loading times, and things like that once we get all that built into the game. All right, units, you can do kilometer, miles per hour. I'll switch to miles per hour. There's nothing under credits right now. If I click on auto body, you can change the skins here. So you'll be able to change what color you want the car. So maybe we want the red. That's now been applied. The Rush SR, which isn't in game yet, we have some skins for that, but currently it's locked. This is currently a vertical slice, essentially. It just has one track enabled in one car. If I go over, I can show you this is the bulletin board where you're going to be able to pick your modes. We might do a little more work on the UI, but for now, right, it's kind of placeholder. You'll see the tracks currently are locked, but these are some of the initial tracks that we're going to include. And we have our Belo Horizonte circuit, and there's some of the various game modes we're going to have with select your laps and stuff. Currently, we just got practice mode at Belo Horizonte. All the cars are locked except for the Amel car here. As you can see, it's got the red paint scheme where earlier it was blue. And yeah, I mean, this game is a lot of fun. If you click on, like, we've had to work, it's random, right? The things you end up spending time on, like getting a good pause menu, for example, adding these little details around the building, getting, to the liveries to change and then save between sessions when you exit a game. Like, there's just things like coming from a background where, 3-4 years ago, I was just solely doing like modding, where I was making cars and tracks for Assetto Corsa. There's a lot of little things that you end up learning how to have to watch out for with entire game development. And sometimes you end up spending a long time chasing a little bug that you just wouldn't even have to consider with like a car or track mod. So it's been a big learning process for me and my team. We've been working on this project now for, well, on and off, right? Because this isn't paying the bills any stretch, but on and off for roughly 6 months or so. And yeah, we've made some pretty good progress now to have a little vertical slice. Physics engine, well, why don't I jump in? I've showed you here, got a little sim rig here. We got some ideas too for some interactive, features and stuff in here. It's gonna be cool, right? Really cool. Championship modes and stuff you'll be able to access from the PC. Of course, quick race and like practice and everything will be done on the bulletin board out here. So let's jump in. So we're now jumping into the track. You'll see we now got miles per hour on the UI there on the right. We have AI. The AI just isn't very good. And currently we wanted to focus on, the vertical slice on something that works well. We will have a leaderboard system. It actually goes to an online database, so like hot lapping will be something for our inside test group that are helping us to, find bugs and stuff and develop this. They are going to shortly have, in the next update, a leaderboard that they'll be able to compete against each other. If you are a hardware manufacturer and this Autozi Garage has perked your interest, we are partnering with we already have one or two that we are in discussions with, one that we're kind of finalizing a deal with, but we've reached out to more, and if for some reason we haven't reached out to you, or maybe missed our email, we'd love to work with you as a hardware partner, and we'll send you an early version, the alpha version of the game, pretty much immediately, and you guys can work with us to make sure that the force feedback profiles and stuff like that, or any of your other devices, are natively supported and presented in a way that you want. Currently, what we're using for physics, we're using the default Chaos physics engine, but we have a custom tire plugin, physics plugin, that also has the force feedback developed through that plugin. So our force feedback is drawn entirely from the tire data. So the forces, the bumps, and that type of thing that you experience through the tires. Similar in respect to what R Factor 2 did with their physics engine, at least I believe in most part. Right, majority of this still relies on Chaos, rather simplistic, but we do have kind of that sim element. I would say solidly we're aiming for a simcade experience that is going to feel really nice both in controllers, but also on wheelbases, with full force feedback support and that type of stuff. So we definitely aren't trying to do Le Mans Ultimate. That's just not even our goal. We're going for a fun simcade experience. It's going to be an entirely free game. If we have issues, we want to hear feedback from people, and this is all just going to help us build towards eventually having some really cool branded experiences and things like that coming down the line in the Autozi series in the future, 2-3 years from now. Our goal for this game is to get it out in 2026. I have no other date than that. It could be as early as like late Q2 if everything goes perfectly, and it depends a little bit on how much content we get, right? If we get more companies are interested in having us add their licensed branded content, then it could take a little longer. There's also nothing to stop us from also adding content after kind of a release, but we don't want to have a long like beta release. We want to, if we release this game, we want to have it entirely finished and like the last update posted within 3 to 6 months of the actual first public release of this game, because we're going to be moving on to the next version, right? In a sense, this will be a tech demo of what our future games are going to be like, and we'll continue to refine the basics of this, even maybe in the future, especially if we add some, better force feedback support. Maybe there's another hardware manufacturer that partners with us. We'll probably come in and update Autozi Garage even, in a year or two in the future, but our plan wouldn't be to continue adding content. So you have to strike a balance, right? And as well, too, I know there's a lot of, we're working with multiple studios producing the next generation of racing games as an outsourcing partner, whether that's through 3D models or even more involvement. And several of these, one of the reasons we're building a lot of this is it's going to showcase, okay, these are tracks, these are cars, they're in Unreal Engine, and we can very easily bring these over to your game, especially if that game is using Unreal Engine. So, all right, I think I will exit out. You've seen enough of the driving experience. And we're back here. So, like I said, this is a real simple vertical slice. There isn't a whole lot more to cover. We're planning to do regular kind of monthly dev updates here on the Authentic Simulation channel. So if you're not subscribed, you should definitely subscribe if you're interested in this project. We're also going to continue developing mods and stuff for Assetto Corsa, as well as providing, mods for other games like Assetto Corsa Evo, Project Motor Racing. We're even looking at doing like BeamNG projects and stuff like that. So if you're interested in stuff like that, you can also help to support us and support this project by becoming an insider member through either our Discord or our Patreon. I got links down in the video description. You can check those out. It's a very small amount if you want to just give like $2.99 a month. It gives a big help. It's even a better rate if you want to, support us at a yearly subscription. So we're not trying to, nickel and dime you. You're going to get stuff already for Assetto Corsa. So even if you're helping to support the development of this game, you're already going to get stuff you can enjoy now. It's not like, oh, we're supporting, but it's just like a long ways off. No, you're going to get a lot of content to enjoy. We got a lot of great IndyCar tracks and other great mods that we've developed. And now we have a really big standalone game of our own that's going to be coming here in 2026. So I'm excited for those of you that have already been interested in, we've been posting a little bit about this project in our Discord community, and you can follow over there, no membership required. Follow us on our socials such as Instagram, Facebook, or of course here on our YouTube channel if you choose to subscribe. So thanks so much for checking this out, and I'll catch you in the next video.